about anybody who coaches on the Cowboys, who do you feel like he's the most positive about? I feel like it's Kellen Moore. I think, and so that part also lines up logically, and maybe I just want it to, but that lines up logically too. If you say, okay, my quarterback's going into year 4, in week 17, when we wanted to see what it looked like, we put more on his plate, and the quarterback coach who he loved was involved in that game plan, and now we're going into the offseason and we're saying, hey, part of what was wrong with this thing is we didn't ask enough of you. We want more from you. Now, what are you most comfortable doing? Who knows the answer to that? It seems like he says it's Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
Like, this is my dude. I freaking love him. He's an amazing coach. We're on the same page. We're vibing. That would line up for me.
Well, here's what you should do if you think it's going to change, because I'm not going to do it. Go watch a game from 2007 where the Cowboys won a game where they scored in the mid-20s. Then go watch a game from the 2014 season where the Cowboys were good, and just watch a game where they kind of won and was good. And then watch a game from 2018, and you tell me if things have changed. Because in my mind, very little has changed. I know there's going to be some change.
Oh, they slung the ball around originally. With Romo, they were slinging the ball all over the yard.
Well, go watch that's what I'm saying. Go watch their sets in 2007, because to me, nothing has really changed, because they were handing the ball to Marion Barber quite a bit too.
Okay, so let's come back to the beginning of this conversation, though, because there's been asking for change for over a decade now, and I agree with what you're saying there. But now is Jason pissed because it's being taken away from him? You can be a figurehead head coach, no control. And is that why he's not talking with anybody? That's why he's gumming up the works. We can't get any sort of announcement about who's officially holding the roles. I think that's the hope. That's what you hope for, that Jason Garrett is so pissed because it's finally been totally taken away from him.
Yeah.
But
I'll be wrong on this. It'll still be Garrett. I'll be wrong on this. I'm building myself up to something that's not going to happen. Mike will be right.
Around the NFL, brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort. And here is Mike.
I'd love to talk about Todd Gurley here, as he had 5 touches for 13 yards in the NFC Championship game. And I know we've maybe overlooked that a little bit. They still won the game. But Sean McVay had to talk about this on Tuesday, and here we get to it on Thursday. He said, look, that was on me. That was a bad job by me in the NFC Championship game, not using Todd Gurley more, falling a little bit in love with C.J. Anderson. And he didn't say this, but probably what he did against the Cowboys. I mean, he destroyed the Cowboys the last 2 games of the year where they didn't have Todd Gurley because he was hurt. C.J. Anderson destroyed it. But he's saying, look, our plan is to get Todd Gurley much more involved Sunday in the Super Bowl. But he also goes on to say, and I quote him here, I think what it says as much about Todd as anything is the way he handled it right after. You learn a lot about people when they do go through a little bit of adversity. I couldn't have been more proud and pleased with just the way that he handled that, demonstrated the mental toughness that we expected. He goes on to talk more about Todd Gurley's mental part of the game and how he's handled this great by getting somewhat eliminated from the offense in the playoffs. This is where I want to go with this, because I talked about this months ago with kind of Antonio Brown and just receivers in general. If this was a receiver and he was in the Super Bowl, he would just be crying and complaining and saying the world has come to an end. I don't care we're in the Super Bowl. If I don't get the touches, I want out of this organization. That just seems to be the superstar mentality of a top 5 receiver in the game for a good 10, 20 years. Isn't it interesting how running backs handle this situation differently? 80% of his touches were gone in the NFC Championship game, and you don't hear anything from Todd Gurley except, hey, whatever the coach wants out of me, I'm going to give. If it's 5 touches, if it's 25 touches, I'm here.
Yeah, but is that a running back thing or is that a Gurley thing?
I think it's a running back thing.
How do you think Zeke would respond to that situation?
I think he'd say, we're in the Super Bowl. I hope I get the ball 30 times, but if I don't, I don't. If it was Antonio Brown, and I know I'm just picking on him, he'd be like, I want to quit the Steelers right now, and I'm not going to play in the Super Bowl if it doesn't change.
But you think Le'Veon Bell would handle it well?
Yes.
Okay.
There is something to the different psychology of positions, right? Like corners are
sure.
just so confident.
There is for sure. But I to me, that's more of a Gurley thing. Like, I think if the Cowboys went through the season the way that they did, and then in the postseason it was like a 50-50 split, or Rod Smith was getting the ball more because for some reason it was kind of working, Zeke would lose his mind. And I think Le'Veon Bell in Pittsburgh, if he were there and James Conner were getting the ball, would lose his mind.
I could see it, but I think they have just a little bit more humble in their approach to the game because of the beating that they take. And I think there's part of their body that says, yeah, you go get walloped by those dudes a couple times. I'm going to sit over here and rest up a little bit more. The other thing is Todd Gurley got paid. So Todd,
he's loving it.
The running backs will typically complain when it's contract year time, when it's like, dude, I'm an all-pro guy and you're spacing out in the regular season. This is going to kill my attempt at 1,400 yards or something.
I don't necessarily want the ball. I want my money.
Yes, that's it.
The ball is leading to it.
Like when it comes, and I know it's a different position and a different sport, but I've heard that Albert Pujols almost gets into fights with his teammates because if they win 10-3 and he went 0 for 4 with 2 Ks, he's acting like they lost the game in bad. And if they lose the game 10-3, but he had 3 RBIs on 2 home runs, he's like, awesome game, guys, way to go. And they're like, hey, dumb, I know you're a Hall of Famer and one of the greatest hitters of our generation here. We lost. Shut up. Yeah. And if we won, stop acting like everybody should be down because you went 0 for 4 today.
Yeah. No, it's a great point. I'd like to go back to wide receiver real quick. I think another part of why they get frustrated is because they stay frustrated. And
wide receiver is a hard life.
Yeah.
It's a really hard life because your determination of if you did well or if you won is not up to you.
Yeah. So if you could imagine on your way to work, somebody cut you off. Quarterback ignored you. Now you get to the stoplight and, the guy's mad at you from across the way. It's so in their lives, they're reminded constantly of negative things. It's conditioning them. That's the true essence of karma. Like your entire life, it's building to these moments. And whatever you bring into the next moment is a product of what you've been experiencing. So for the wide receiver, it's like constantly, dude, I was open that play and that play and that play and that play. And you're just bringing all this loaded energy into every moment.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of it as well.
And just right, too. Todd Gurley, obviously, we learn a lot about him, the way McVay said it, because we don't hear things, at least a lot of things from Michael Thomas or Brandon Cooks. Or, there's guys that do play the position that are team guys. But there are guys that play the position, it seems like wide receiver, where they're not team guys. It's just about me. I need my numbers, my catches, win or lose. I just want me to shine.
And you don't want to say all receivers, but a lot of them. Yeah, because there's a lot of cool dudes out there. And if you're listening, not you, just most of your teammates.
All the really good ones except Amari Cooper, pretty much.
Here is Jeff with third down.
Okay, just real quickly, maybe we'll get into some more of this tomorrow, but Bill Barnwell from ESPN, he did an article kind of previewing the Super Bowl. And as you can imagine, it is vast and it is really, really good.
He's the man.
So I'm just going to grab one little piece out of it that I found really interesting because the chess match that's going to happen between Belichick and McVay is so freaking fascinating to me, and how they're going to plan for each other and try to figure out what that guy's thinking versus what I'm thinking. And if I'm thinking that he's thinking that, does he know that I think that he's thinking that? And so how should I? But they went through with Sean McVay and how he's basically been getting ready for this moment. And we talked about them all year. The Rams were a team that runs basically one personnel group, right? They run 11 personnel, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. That's it. That's what they do. Cooper Kupp tore his ACL. They plugged in Josh Reynolds. Keep going. This is what we do. Todd Gurley tweaked his ankle, and for a minute, they said, no, this is what we do. But then eventually what happened was week 16 happened. And for the entire season, Sean McVay had run 13 snaps out of 12 personnel through 15 weeks of the year. So less than a play a game outside of his normal personnel. Week 16, he ran more 12 personnel than 11 personnel. He totally flipped it. He was like, all right, let's see something different. Let's just totally change the world. Week 17, he ran both, and he kind of balanced it out.
They combined for like 70 points those games, didn't they?
Yep. And then divisional round, he went back to who they were, 11 personnel. Conference championship, they jacked it up and had 16 plays out of 12 personnel when they got off to a slow start and were stalling with their 11 personnel. Yeah. So he's been doing all these different things where not only is he killing the tendencies they created throughout the year, he was like, no, now give him something else because we can do this. We can do that. And you don't know what look you're going to have to prepare for. He burned 15 weeks doing one thing, and then he was like, hey, but if it stalls, I got something.
And then you go back to your 11 personnel, but now you're breaking your trends from weeks 1 through 15.
Now you're running out of shotgun. Now you're like, they're just.
If you have a coach that says, we know what our strengths are, we've been playing this game, for a long time, you got a major problem on your hands. We've been here for 4 days now, and we're talking to a lot of the old school guys, and they don't get it. Right. They're like, what are you talking about? Why would you want to be doing that kind of stuff? Well,
and that's why Bill Belichick, even 500 years ago, like Charlie Weiss is talking about, walks out to practice and he's like, oh, you guys like that out route? He's like, make it out and up. Thanks. Moving on. Like, that's what our play normally is. Great. change it.
Yeah.
Add something. Do something different.
Okay, it is the G-Bag Nation here on the Fan, and we got to get into that Barnwell thing a little bit more tomorrow. Today we have quite a few guests, including our next one, Cameron Jordan, the Saints pass rusher. Great story, great personality on this dude. Watched him just blow up in December and January with all kind of feature stories and interviews with him. It's winning time, though. Text the word FOCUS, F-O-C-U-S, FOCUS to 72881. Chance to win a grand every hour, 16 past the hour, all the way through the Ben and Skin show here on your Turn It On, Leave It On station.
All right, let's take a second and talk about my buddies at mycomputercareer.edu. I love it out there. Been to mycomputercareer.edu. I have certifications from them. So if you have reached the ceiling at whatever your current job is, you hate your boss, you don't make enough money, it's too many hours, whatever it is, if you've reached the end of that possibility, check out mycomputercareer.edu. The IT industry is absolutely booming. There are jobs that need to be filled. I probably shouldn't even use the word job. I mean, I know it's called a job, but we're talking a career path with information technology. And you can start your new life as an IT pro in months, not years, with mycomputercareer.edu. So take that free career evaluation today. It's not rocket science. Your background with computers doesn't matter. You don't have to be a math whiz. You meet on campus or live online just a few times a week. You'll get everything you need to start that new career. So get on over there. Take that free career evaluation today at mycomputercareer.edu. That's mycomputercareer.edu.
The one place to grab the Fan wherever you go. Radio.com. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Ben and Skin here, and the Low T Center now treats more than low T, including low thyroid and cholesterol. Get your levels checked. Schedule your quick and easy health assessment at lowtcenter.com. It's covered by most health insurance. The Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
As short-term rates rise, that makes your credit card rates go up, and short-term rates continue to rise. But while that happens, long-term rates have come down. Mortgage rates are long-term rates. With mortgage rates dropping like they have in the last couple months, you might be able to refinance that long-term credit card debt into low rates with TexasLending.com. Call us today and see what you can save. 972-387-4600, TexasLending.com.
4100 Alpha Road, Suite 300, Dallas, Texas, 75244. And MLS number 137773, Equal Housing Lender.
Here's what people are saying about Butcher Board Carvery Shop, where they hack it and stack it. I'm a big guy, so it's all about the whole hog sandwich.
Chicken salad with local greens? I don't feel guilty eating it.
House-made meats, loaded spud, tacos, incredible.
Butcher Board, ranch to table, farm to table, dine in, take out, order online, and catering. 2 cool locations, Frisco and McKinney. Butcherboard.com. Check them out. Butcherboard.com.
My life is like a browser with 25 open tabs. I have kind of a constantly plugged in thing. Any interruption could jeopardize the whole operation. So I got my internet service from AT&T. Because their customers rated their service #1 in reliability over cable. For $40 a month, I can get up to 100 megabits per second internet, so I can stay up to date on the latest stuff going on in my world. It's soothing to know AT&T internet is rated #1 in reliability over cable. It helps me maintain my low stress thing.
AT&T internet customers rank their service #1 in reliability over cable. Switch and get up to 100 megabits per second for $40 a month. Limited availability. May not be available in your area. Check eligibility at att.com/internet. AT&T. More for your thing. That's our thing. New approved customers only. Includes internet plans 10 to 100 megabits per second. Early termination fee and other charges and restrictions apply. Speeds not guaranteed and may vary. Claim based on 2018 ACSI survey of customers rating their own internet provider's performance and reliability of speed and service consistency.
Listen to the Ben and Skin Show for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Carlos Santana and celebrate his landmark Supernatural album and his historic 1969 Woodstock performance on the Supernatural Now Tour. It's going down Saturday, July 6th at Dos Equis Pavilion. For more ticket information, go to livenation.com.
Hey, it's your boys Ben and Skin here for All Pro Foundation Repair. Yeah, you've heard the name before. That's because our guy Tony Cooper over there has been in business right here in North Texas for years. All Pro Foundation Repair prides themselves on being the first foundation repair company to provide all forms of foundation repair for their clients. They start off every job by going in, taking a look at the cause of your foundation problem so that they can make sure that you get the best solution for you. And Ben, as you know, one of the most important factors to consider is how deep the pier is supposed to be installed. No one can or will install a pier deeper than our dudes over at All Pro Foundation. Call now and get a free $500 independent engineer's report if you sign up at the time of your estimate. If you think you may have foundation problems, call the pros at All Pro Foundation Repair today at 877-MEAN-GREEN. That's 877-632-6473 or go to allprofoundationrepair.com.
All Pro Foundation Repair, the right solution for your home.
Welcome back. Gbag Nation, we're live at Radio Row. It's sponsored by Twin Peaks. Presented by Bud Light, official beer sponsor of Super Bowl 53. We have Cameron Jordan, the Saints pass rusher, coming up here in just a second. We're going to talk to him about all sorts of stuff, including what it was like when Dez hit the scene. You know, Dez signed with the Saints. There was all those videos, and really sad that he wasn't able to play for them. I know a lot of fans were looking forward to seeing Dez play for the Saints, even though he left the Cowboys. It wasn't his fault. So, yeah, we'll get Cameron Jordan's thoughts on what it was like when Dez hit the scene in New Orleans, and you know, his thoughts on how the NFC Championship game ended and all that. But before we get there, I got to tell you, segment's brought to you by 1-800-LAWYERS. If you suffer a personal injury due to somebody else's negligence, not your fault, call the office of Franklin Frankel, 1-800-LAWYERS, official lawyers of the Tolo, principal office, Dallas, Texas. Segment's brought to you by Walmart as well. As we're rocking and rolling here on Radio Row, and if you missed the Twitter activity, man, KT outdid himself last night at karaoke. That was some outstanding.
It's what he does. It was real weird because we're used to the city of the Super Bowl that you go to. Our first day here, it's usually pretty slow, right? It's Monday. People haven't really got into town for the Super Bowl yet. But on Monday, the karaoke joint was popping.
Yeah.
It was popping. On Tuesday, or was that Sunday? I don't know. We've been 3 times. Don't worry about that. But last night, it was dead. We walked in, KT and Choppy had come up with a whole new list. They were ready to rock. They're like, dude, we're burning it down tonight. It's going to be nuts. We walked in that bad boy, and there were 4 people in the bar.
It's just not the same if you don't have an audience.
No, so we were just standing there in the corner like, I guess we're going to sing.
Yeah, you guys didn't just stay there because that would be your time to just rock out like 6 songs in a row.
We were the only ones who did karaoke. We stood there for a while. We're like, well, you want to sing a song? And so everybody sang a song. Like, Choppy's the best because the RJ Choppy character, he thought there were 40,000 people there. Like he's legitimately hyping up the crowd, like, let's go, everybody. And I'm looking around like, who's he talking to?
Yeah.
It's just me.
I guess that you got to be in your own world.
It's so awesome.
It is kind of funny when you're at a concert when there's nobody there, a local concert. And but the guy, he's got to do his rock star routine. He's getting his reps in,
Gotta
right?
do the show.
So even if you're not on your feet or anything, he's gonna put on the show.
And if you ever wondered just how cool all the guys at 105.3 The Fan are, the answer is they went to a really buzzing Super Bowl city and found a real bad karaoke bar that they keep going back to with 5 people in it. That's how cool we are.
Yeah, I really enjoyed those videos there. I'm like, man, looks like they were having a good old time.
Unfortunately,
how
those
cold
are the
were
highlights.
you guys walking there last night?
We'd been drinking. We were fine.
Yeah.
Oh no, we Ubered this time.
Okay.
Yeah, we all Ubers.
Mavericks win at New York. I think the biggest
Dennis
story
Smith,
there is,
baby.
Luka debuting at the Garden was big and all that. But yeah, Dennis Smith Jr. with the triple-double. Afterwards, Rick Carlisle was asked, what's it mean? He says, it means they can play together, if you ask me. I thought Smith's game was really exceptional. And when Barnes had trouble getting into the flow of the game, Dennis made sure he got into it. Barnes had 19. Wes Matthews had 17. But the most impressive stat line was the 15, 10, and 15 from DSJ. 15 dimes.
That's great for the Mavericks. I was thinking all those teams that lowballed the Mavericks when Dennis said, I'm out. I'm done. I'm finished. Trade me. And all the teams were like, this is great. Let's offer them nothing. I wonder if those teams right now, and I know they still have another week to go until the trade deadline, are like, man,
hey, that was kind of good.
We should have offered maybe a little bit more when, it seemed like they were possibly willing to do a deal. And I'm not saying the Mavericks aren't willing to do a deal, but all of a sudden the Mavericks can come back and say, so, all the crappy offers you gave us? Have you seen the 4 games since he's come back, how this 21-year-old has handled this? So if you want him, because you made us an offer that obviously we weren't going to accept or even talk about, now what?
Yeah.
So I think that's great news for the Mavericks. If they want to trade him, I don't know if they want to or not, that all of a sudden his trade value has gone from floor to, I'm not saying ceiling, but I'm saying now it's like, okay, you're going to legitimately have to give us an offer if you want him.
Yeah, so we just need a little bit more of this. And I think based on what I watched last night with my PS View app, on my smartphone. I was, just with the Wi-Fi, it's great. You can still get all the local sports at home. And I don't mean to do a commercial for them, but it's like the greatest thing if you're traveling and you're a fan of the local teams. But based on what I was able to watch, it really looked like, and then some highlights this morning, that Rick was finding ways or sets to just give Dennis the ball and let him do his thing.
Yeah.
Because it's totally different from how it gets set up with Luka.
Yeah, because Dennis wants to dance with the basketball. That's why he was compared to Steve Francis. He's not going to do things quickly. He's going to do things on his own time.
And then it will be quick.
Yeah.
He just wants to rock you to sleep a little bit first.
Let me rock it. And then
you just need 2 or 3 guys that can shoot. Stand out there. I'm going that way, and then one of you's getting the ball.
Yeah. Working off the ball, though, this is where Dennis is trying. He's trying hard to fit in, and this is where we just don't know if it will. With Luka, and then Luka's going to get a good look, whether it's for himself or for a teammate. But if Dennis gets the ball and he's passing the ball at the wing at a 3-point shot with 10 seconds to go, and he really doesn't want to take that shot, well, now he can't do all his rocking. Because if I rock him for 5-6 seconds, the shot clock's down to 3. Now what?
Yeah.
And so that's where Dennis needs the ball at the top of the key with 16 seconds to go on the shot clock for him to be the most effective player in his game right now at 21 years old.
Last night against the Knicks, I think any offense would have worked.
Yeah.
So find teams with second units that are basically going to part like that for you. Dennis can get right to the rim for layups and dunks or dish offs.
They should really get to play the Knicks more often.
Yeah.
That team's awful.
Hey, if they were in the East, would they be a playoff team right now or getting closer?
They would be right on the cusp of 8 seed, but I assume their record would be better playing the Eastern Conference schedule than the Western Conference schedule.
Does it mean anything to go get a win on the road to you?
Yeah, hey, they played 25 times there, and they got 5 wins now.
Yeah. The percentage is increasing.
If they're going to make the playoffs, I was talking to Skin last night at the bar watching the game, and he's very optimistic that the Mavericks can make a run. You cannot lose one more game the rest of the year to a New York Knicks type of team. You have to 100% win all of those games and then have some surprising wins to get to the playoffs.
Here he is. The webcam is up at 1053thefan.com. I just posted a link to that at gbag Nation on Twitter. The fan cam coverage brought to you by the Low T Center. Good morning, Cameron Jordan sitting down. I got a fist bump you, sir. I'm sorry, a little under the weather. I'm taking care of you. Otherwise, I'd give you a real respectful, strong handshake.
One of the things that I love doing is shaking NFL players' hands, especially offensive or defensive linemen.
Because I don't have get tickled.
I don't have small hands, but I don't have obviously defensive end tackle or offensive lineman hands. Cam, congratulations on your huge hands.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
Cameron Jordan is with us, the 2017 first team All-Pro, 2018 second teamer, a 4-time Pro Bowler out of Cal. And
wearing a great shirt, by the way. Is that Wizard of Oz? Is that what you got?
Yeah, it's the Wizard of Oz, but I really want to be the Wiz. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I resonate more with Michael Jackson and Diana Ross. Like, those are icons in my book.
Awesome.
Who are the ones that played in the Wizard of Oz?
I don't know.
I'm not old enough for
Dorothy.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
The lion and the Scarecrow.
Tin Man and Scarecrow.
Oh,
exactly. So I'm gonna say this young Mike, being Scarecrow, and I'm gonna say this Diana Ross being you, Dorothy, because I can resonate with seeing that one.
Okay.
You've always been a big star, but I feel like the nation got a big old view of you like December and January. Is that thing? You were all over the place. I mean, they were doing features and interviews with you. Was this like a kind of more of a national breakout year for you?
Yeah, I have no idea how to answer that.
Okay.
I do know that people just got a glimpse of my shoe closet, and I was just like, you want to see my shoe closet? Everybody wears shoes, bro. It's not that serious. But we talk about, just the ability for our team to be better than they were last year, to push themselves to be better than we were last year. We said, we love to face anybody in the dome, and that's true. The way our energy is built in that dome, the way our fans are backing us, it eliminates a lot of the ability for offense to actually hear. That crowd noise is insane.
When were you able to get your mind around that you're coming to the Super Bowl to do this and not play?
To work and not be on the field doing what I love. Luckily for me, I was blessed enough to go to my 4th Pro Bowl, so I had a whole week of, I like to say this realm of questions from the other 53 guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys are like, even if you're not a Saints fan, even if you're not a part of the Saints organization, everybody feels that heart-wrenching loss. I mean, and especially the way it went down. So you got guys like, hey man, I'm sorry, bro. When you get that from the Kansas City Chiefs, you're just like, dang. Like, you got guys coming over like, D4 was like, hey bro, sorry about your loss. You're like, bro, you lost.
What?
You lost in the same stage that we did. Like,
D, you
I don't
lined
need
up
to-
4 yards off sides, or you would have won
No,
the game.
bro, but like, not even that. I mean, and that's a legend. I mean, as a defensive lineman, when you have an offensive lineman backed up so far off the bar, it's hard to pinpoint exactly where you need to be. I mean, to D Ford's, he had a hell of a year. You know, him, Chris Jones, Justin Houston. You saw how much space the offensive lineman give him. I'm not faulting that on my guy here. You know, especially in a crucial play like that, I've seen way worse in way different situations. So then you bring back the Saints and just what we were doing. You know, just the way we lost. You can always pinpoint on, hey, you can focus on that one play, and which I did for like, you know, a smooth 36, 48, 96 hours. Like, why did he throw that flag? Why wasn't that flag thrown? How did he not see that? How did they not see that? There's a sideline, there's a side judge and a back judge. Do your job, you know. But then you get back to that introspective. What did I need to do to be better? There was plays that I could have made. There was plays the defense could have made. To get the ball back to Drew Brees one more time, get the ball back into Mike Thompson's hands one more time, to get the ball back into Alvin Kamara's hands one more time, get the ball back into the Mark Ingram's hands one more time. We had plays to make. If we would have broke one more tackle, if we would have made one more touchdown, if we would, you know, we were in the red zone off that Demario Davis interception, we'd have put more points on the board. We wouldn't have been able to touch. And that's what we got to do. We got to take that motivation to this offseason. Say, hey, if we can become just a little bit better on both sides of the ball, if we're a little bit better in transition in special teams that game, and completely shut down the little fake punt out to the hitch for the first down. If we can make one more play, we don't have to rely on a human helping us, a ref helping us, or a ref doing what he should have been doing.
So it's fuel.
You got to take it as a bigger chip. And at this point, after these last 2 seasons, I've got a boulder on my shoulder.
How much is it that also you want to get Drew Brees back there? I just know playing baseball, there are guys I played with that played with the Yankees, and Don Mattingly never got to a World Series, and they were bawling when they lost in 1994. Now, he had never been, and they knew he was retiring. I know Brees is coming back for another year, but how
Drew
much
said he's coming back, so I don't have to worry about these.
So I want to get Drew back there.
Drew said he's coming back.
Yeah.
And anytime you have one of the most elite quarterbacks of all time at helm, you know that you're in position to make a run at the Super Bowl. And that's it. You know, honestly, I can say I've been blessed enough to have him as my only quarterback. I've been blessed enough to have Sean Payton as my only head coach. Now I've gone through some D coordinators, but I feel like the last couple of years we've been really stable in our D coordinator situation, and our locker room has never been as good as it has been.
So this is the home of the Cowboys here. Cameron Jordan with us, and we're all big fans of Dez Bryant. We were pulling for him to do well, and we were heartbroken. What can you tell us about what it was like to bring Dez into the fold there for that short period of time?
Super short period
for
of time.
that practice.
Right. I mean, he came in for what, like a week and before he got hurt, but I mean, he was doing everything right. He came in with that right mentality. He came in giving A1 practice squad looks. I mean, he was executing at a high level. And he really showed that he was, the Dez Bryant. You know, he came out a year before me and was like, he's a dog on the field, and he was showing that same tenacious temperament. And I mean, I wish we could have inserted him to our offense and seen what Mike Thomas, Dez Bryant combo would have been.
Yeah,
it would have been a lot of flex and a lot of X, and there was a lot of flex X.
So this one's kind of random because it's not about the Saints and it's been a while, but the Senior Bowl just happened for college football guys, and I believe you played in the Senior Bowl in 2011. And I wonder what was that week like for you, and for guys who are potentially getting invites to that scenario, how important can that be for a college player?
I don't know. You talk about at this point what half the draft is full of juniors anyways, right?
Yeah.
So when you say, the top tier talents go to the Senior Bowl, maybe they need to open up to Junior Senior Bowl. I don't know.
Yeah.
That being said, it was a phenomenal time. You're in Mobile, Alabama. Woo!
Been there, lovely.
Focus on strictly football, playing against some of the nation's best. And when you have that competitive level, of being so high, you can see, it sort of helps you transition. Like, hey, if I can dominate here, I can dominate at the next level.
I don't know if everybody knows, but you're the son of former Vikings tight end Steve Jordan, who was awesome, 6-time Pro Bowler. How excited is he for this weekend?
Legacy. Right. I like to say right now, the Jordan men, we have 10 Pro Bowls.
Cool.
I like to say, what do we have? We've got at least, gonna say we have at least 4 All Pros. I've got 2. I think he's got 2. Not a bad situation to be in.
Do you have any children?
Oh yeah. got kids galore, bro.
Okay.
I mean,
there's going to be a lot of pressure now.
I mean, I've got one son. That's a lot.
He's got to go to the league.
He's a legacy kid. Yeah. But which league? I'm pushing lefty pitcher right now.
Good call.
He's 3. Or I'm also pushing, that James Harden. I'm trying to create this basketball player.
There you go.
Just
why not football?
A lot more guaranteed money.
Okay, that makes sense.
A lot easier on the body.
That was easy. Yeah.
Shaq is similar of age to my father, and he's walking around well, and he's 7 foot. My dad has good and bad days. With football, you never know. Even he was relatively healthy his whole career, and some days you wake up like, Lord help me, and some days you wake up like, Lord bless me.
Are you able to pick with a young child which hand they use? Like, if there's
I don't
a ball,
think so.
you just take it from his right and say, "No, this is how we throw."
That's exactly my mentality right now. I'm like, as he's like, he sort of younger on, he was throwing things with his like right hand, his left hand. I was like, every time he picks someone with his right, I'm like, like, you don't want to throw with that hand, bro. A lefty, lefty. Because even if you become like, a football player, that's not going to transition. That's not going to matter much. A lefty thrower is that if you're a quarterback, then fine.
Gets you to the big leagues. Then throw it left-handed.
All right, if you're a left quarterback, it's just so unorthodox. You don't see it all the time. So now your rollout is different than what DNs are expecting.
I was a left-handed pitcher in the major leagues, and sometimes I get offended by this because I'll hear dad say, "Oh, I just need him to be left-handed and throw strikes. He'll get to the major leagues." I'm like, yeah, that is true. You just need to be one of the top 100 left-handed pitchers in the world,
right?
And you're in a certain year, and you are in. That's all you need to do.
You've only got to be
left-handed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when people say in the NFL, you just have to be tall and fast, and you'll get sacks, right?
No doubt. I wish that was the case, right?
Yeah,
that was the case.
How challenging is it, since we're home of the Dallas Cowboys, Tyron Smith, one of the better offensive tackles in the game, going against him?
Top 3. Teron Armstead, Ryan Ramczyk, Tyron Smith.
Ooh, Ramczyk already.
I mean, I thought that was just like,
I didn't know that was consensus. I like it. I like it.
I mean, the kid is a monster.
Yeah.
And when they're healthy, just like when Tyron Smith is healthy, I mean, you probably you say top tier is interchangeable. You probably have to throw in Trent from
Williams.
Washington. Yeah. So you say, top tier tackle is interchangeable. Then you have the rest.
Has the NFL sufficiently acknowledged their mistake in your eyes?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I do know that, a statement was, a press conference was released yesterday, and then, a revision of the press conference was released again this morning,
it was kind of
right?
awkward. Yeah, a little weird.
Does that make it awkward? I mean, so does that sort of clear things up? No,
it's like they're kind of trying to say sorry without actually saying sorry in a way they could be held accountable for.
No doubt.
They're slick over there, aren't they?
If I punch my brother, I'd say sorry. I guess I'm like, hey, I didn't mean to hit you. That's sort of what's happening right now. Honestly, I'm gonna say it's going to leave up to the competition committee to see what can be done for this. You feel like the NFL is a very fast forward, leading of being elite in terms of what we do. So he's just going to put it on a higher power. It's got to be more than just the players that want this. It's got to be the NFL that wants this.
So the way the Chiefs lost is obviously much, much different, and it's kind of always been the rules of football is what beat them.
Mm-hmm.
But they lost coin toss, totally different. But do you think that is fair, unfair?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I feel like that's sort of you have chances to win a game in any situation, and yeah, I don't know. You feel like if Patrick Mahomes gets a chance to score, then you got to duel that one out. I don't know the repercussion for that one. I don't know the answer for that.
All right, Cam Jordan here with us, and you're with the sleep company, aren't you? I need some of this.
So I'm with some sleep, and I mean honestly, after a late night game, game takes off, kickoff 7:15, 7:30 or whatever it is. You look up and it's 11 o'clock. It's almost midnight by the time you get home. Then of course you're starving, so you're eating late. And now you're if you lost, you're watching film. If you won, you're outside. You're out with your fellas. At some point, just the endorphins, that energy level that is so ramped up, it takes a while to calm down. Again, if you lost, you're just watching film. Got it on a loop, and you look up and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. At this point, some sleep is NSF certified for sports. It has that melatonin in it, and it allows you to just get that relaxation. It allows you to calm down to the point where you can take that much needed siesta. And I mean that's just so important for physical recovery. And once you do that, you get to wake up and be more productive than you were
Appreciate it. Saw him sleep. Cameron Jordan, thank you so much, man. We'll be pulling for you unless you're playing the Cowboys.
No doubt.
I think they are, right? Both division winners, so they have to play each other next year.
Great. Are you coming to the crib?
It'll be over there probably in New Orleans.
I don't even know where
Let's over there to the crib.
Okay, that's
Come
what
to
you
the
guys,
dome. Dome field advantage. Wonderful.
Okay, we'll enjoy it. If we do, we'll look you up.
I thought you were inviting us over.
Oh, I definitely am.
On that weekend.
Bring the whole crew.
That'll be great.
Jerry on down.
Enjoy Atlanta. Best of luck to you, and thanks again.
No doubt. Much appreciated.
Take care. There he is, Cameron
Thanks for
Jordan,
having me on.
Saints defensive end, 2017 first team All-Pro, second team All-Pro this past year, and a heck of an interview. Thanks once again to him. We have Chris Myers, formerly of Sports Center and Fox Sports, joining us next right here on 105.3 The Fan.
Coming up today on the Ben and Skin Show, we're live on Radio Row for Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. And at 5 o'clock, Kyler Murray joins us. And you need to tune in because on Wednesday's show, Jerry Jones was listening and he called in.
I'm listening to you guys and enjoying it.
If it happens again, you don't want to miss it. So get your Tolo on 105.3 The Fan.
Previous segment of The Fan was brought to you by Walmart.
Get more than low prices on your groceries. Get low prices on the stuff you actually want. That's what shopping at Walmart is all about. Low prices every day on the super tasty, farm fresh, delicious groceries on your list. Boom! Get low prices on what you love and save at your local Walmart today.
All right, Gavin Dawson back here with you. Wanted to chat real quick about D&M leasing and what's going on in 2019. You might have seen the Fed's raised interest rates. Well, D&M leasing called. They said, hey, how about this? For the entire year, D&M leasing, we're going to lower our interest rates. You can take advantage of it right now. You just have to call them up and ask them for the gbag Nation special. D&M lowered interest rates, and they're also offering no down payment and 60 days until your first payment, again, with that gbag Nation special. D&M is the largest consumer leasing company in the country. Large volume means large discounts for you and me. Hey, leasing's the best way to retire negative equity. And with D&M leasing, you'll not only retire that negative equity, but you also get lower monthly payments. You won't even have to leave the comfort of your home either. D&M will deliver to your home or office, and you can sign all the documents online. Hurry, take advantage now of the gbag Nation special. Get into a new car by the end of the day by calling D&M Leasing at any local area code in 35 LEASE or visit them online at dmautaleasing.com.
Don't live with pain? Try chiropractic. The Joint Chiropractic. Affordable pricing? Walk-ins welcome. No insurance needed. Visit the doctors at one of our 26 Dallas clinics or visit thejoint.com. The Joint Chiropractic. Relief. Recovery. Wellness.
At Planet Fitness, you can get down with your judgment-free self. Today's your last chance to join for only $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Planet Fitness has cardio, weights, and locker rooms that sparkle like a glass of New Year's champagne. Only $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Today is the last day to get down with this deal. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, the judgment-free zone.
It's your last day to join for $1 at any of our 35 area locations. Now open in Stephenville, NSN Plano.
Annual membership fee applies. Participating locations only. See club for details.
Nothing says I love you like a diamond. For centuries and across cultures, it's remained the universal symbol of love, romance, and commitment. And at Diamonds Direct this Valentine's, we're making it easier than ever to celebrate your love with diamond jewelry she'll cherish for a lifetime. Join us February 4th through the 14th for our best offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing with nothing down on any purchase. Choose from a special expanded selection of the most romantic gifts. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and bands. Get the guaranteed best price and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. And yes, all engagement rings are included. So come on, make it an unforgettable day for her with a special gift that symbolizes your love and commitment like nothing else. It's Diamonds Direct's spectacular Valentine's celebration with in-store appearances from top jewelry designers and expanded selection including gifts as low as $200 and 5 years 0 interest financing on approved credit. February 4th to the 14th only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
Preston Road and Cherry Lane.
Our coverage of Radio Row from Atlanta is presented by Twin Peaks, Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of Super Bowl 53. And you can watch us in our Low T Center fan cam at 1053thefan.com/fancam.
Upgrading your bathroom? The Home Depot can help you upgrade that upgrade at the Winter Kitchen and Bath event. Right now, add the finishing touch with an exclusive Kohler Katoon faucet for just $89. It's available in a stylish brushed nickel finish, and you'll only find it at the Home Depot, Kohler's #1 retailer. So upgrade your bathroom and let the savings flow. The Winter Kitchen and Bath event at the Home Depot. More saving, more do it. Valid through March 24th while supplies last.